Would you ever allow your client to do a split squat like this? Why not? Hey there, this is Dr. Evan Osar with Integrative Movement Insider. Welcome to this edition of Integrative Movement Insider. Happy Wednesday. Actually, usually I do this on Tuesday, but today's Wednesday. How are you? Hey, Sue Gleason, one of our Integrative Movement Specialists. Good to see you. Hey, my best friend from back home, Pete Rislow. He's watching. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you real soon. Looking forward to my annual trip back home to NJ. Actually, this is my home in the Midwest, but my home in my heart, always back in NJ with my best friends back there. Anyway, one of the things that people often criticize us on, especially me, I'm referred to or known as the Corrective Exercise Guru. I don't like that term guru. However, I wrote a book called Corrective Exercise Solutions, Two Common Hip and Shoulder Dysfunction, and I'm working on the second edition, which I am planning to be out in 2022, the 10-year anniversary of the first edition. One of the questions that I get asked a lot, Dr. Osar, where's your research that shows that posture matters or training people in optimal movement patterns actually matters? I'm like, well, you just need to read the research journals because it's there. In fact, there's an article in 2016 that just came out named, the article is named Gait Retraining by Dr. Irene Davis out of a college you may have heard of before, Harvard. Oh yeah, Harvard. So she and her colleague did a study, and I want to read this just so I quote her appropriately. Very first paragraph. Gait patterns are not self-optimized for each individual. Let me read that again. Gait patterns are not self-optimized for each individual. What that means is just because your clients can walk doesn't mean they're doing it in the most optimal manner. And we hear this all the time with our clients or from our clients, especially after joint replacements. So the doctor will say, yeah, we don't do rehab, we just have the person walk. I'm like, all right, let me get this straight. The same walking pattern that caused the joint replacement to have to occur in the first place is going to somehow restore optimal walking after the joint replacement. The only problem was the actual joint itself. It doesn't make sense. They're altered most of the time. Not everybody. Obviously, there's clients that have a degenerative joint disease from a congenital issue. They're born with a malformed hip socket. Or they had an injury, maybe a car accident or a fall, fractured hip, that injured their joint and caused joint degeneration. However, the vast majority of people going for hip replacements or knee replacements have altered mechanics that led to those joint replacements. Hence the reason why most individuals will have more joint issues on one side versus the other. If it was just genetic, then why aren't both joints equally degenerated? Well, obviously some of them are, but it's oftentimes related to our client's mechanics. So therefore, if it's related to our client's mechanics, especially their non-optimal or their suboptimal mechanics, then it behooves us to start to train a more efficient strategy for gait. In fact, people will also say to me, Dr. Osar, well, strength training will just fix that issue. Well, there's lots of research now, I should say lots is relevant. There is research now to suggest that they actually did a study in 2011, so going back to 2011. They looked at strength training for 6 weeks on people that had patellofemoral pain syndrome, so pain underneath their kneecap. And what they found was that after 6 weeks of strength training, all of them increased strength. Everybody in the study increased strength. In fact, they got 50% stronger, so that's massively stronger. But it did not change their pain, and it did not change their gait mechanics. However, there's studies that now report, in fact, the study by Dr. Davis reports that actually visually training, using verbal cues, showing the individual their suboptimal strategy and helping them create a more optimal strategy actually results in improved gait mechanics. So that's great news for people like you and I that understand, or I should say, appreciate the importance of optimal alignment and motor control to the health and longevity of our joints. Because there's another research study, I just saw it. We just finished up the Two Anatomy Geeks, Posture, Balance, and Walking, and the last module, last Saturday, was about walking. And there's a study that just came out recently that linked not walking distance, but walking speed to all-cause mortality. Meaning that the faster someone walks, the the more longevity they're going to have. So what helps your client create a better walking speed? Well, obviously, they need a certain level of muscle strength. So I'm not trying to say that strength training is not important. I'm not trying to say power training for older adults is not important. It's absolutely vital, necessary, and important for older adults to maintain longevity. However, the other thing that will help you or help your client increase walking speed is their alignment, their motor control, and being able to incorporate this into optimal gait mechanics. So, hope that makes sense. Here's how we will train our clients. So again, I just had a client come in the other day, brand new client, and she had altered walking mechanics. And one of the things that she had a degenerated knee from a car accident, like physically getting hit by a car. So her knee was quite degenerated. So we did some soft tissue release around her knee, and then it was also important to teach her how to load on that knee, because just walking out of there, yeah, she's gonna feel better because I did soft tissue work, we did a couple exercises, she felt better, she had more range of motion, she had better neuromuscular control around that joint, but it doesn't help her walk better. So here's one of the things we work on with our clients. And this, again, a very simple, easy progression. Number one is teach your clients how to align their head and neck and thoracolpelvic cylinder. And that's why you always see me, people are always reaching out saying, Dr. Osar, what's that funny stuff you always do with your head and your neck? Well, I'm just trying to align my head and thoracolpelvic cylinder over my base of support, my foot. That's important because, again, we suspend from here. If we collapse through here, we collapse down through the lower extremity, and that is how, or I should say, that increases the amount of load that our lower extremity has to carry. So the first thing that we start with is teaching our clients how to align their head and neck and thoracolpelvic cylinder to the best of their ability. Next, we're going to help the client find their foot tripod. So do this with me. So stand up, put your weight on the inside of your arch. I know you can't really see it, probably the video's a little bit too far away, but get your weight on the inside heel, I should say, the inside portion of your heel and the big toe. Now, slowly roll your knee out until this outside edge of your foot is on the floor, making sure you still maintain that pressure underneath your forward, I should say the inside of your foot. So the foot tripod, big toe, small toe, heel, most of the pressure should be on those 3 points of the foot. It doesn't mean no other portion of the foot is on the ground, but those 3 portions. Now, bring your other foot to match that foot. Stay aligned, maintain this alignment. Now step back with your opposite leg. Now from here, you're relatively well aligned over top of that foot. Now, let's just work on small, simple hip rotations, because again, gait or walking is all about rotation, or running is all about rotation. The ability to load and rotate internally on that stance leg, as well as externally rotate to propel the body forward as you transfer load to the opposite leg. So one of the first things we work on, when I worked on with this patient, is align the head and neck, thoracolpelvic cylinder, rotate towards the forward leg. Then rotate away from the forward leg without allowing the knee to drive with it. Because what happens for a lot of our clients is when they externally rotate, they will drive that knee with them because they don't have the ability to dissociate or move the pelvis independent of the hip. So again, so align the foot tripod, align the head and neck and thoracolpelvic cylinder, hands on the pelvis, step back, rotate internally, rotate externally. And just do this for a few reps. Internal, external, internal, external. And then you can add a step. So internal and then external. Internal, then external. So you're teaching the client how to transition their load or their weight and their mass forward like you would do during walking, and also maintaining that alignment and control through the hip, knee, ankle, and foot complex. You're teaching them how to stay aligned over top their base of support, and you're teaching them how to transition load around that stationary leg. And that's the training that many of our clients need, in addition to strength training, in addition to power training, in addition to mobility work. So this is not independent of that, or I should say in lieu of those other things, it's in conjunction. Because again, the best training programs incorporate posture, balance, maybe some gait training, and strength, mobility, resistance, I guess that's strength training, power training, and obviously cardio as well. And that's how you help so many clients that need your help, especially those older clients and even younger clients, because again, this impacts people my age, in their 50s, as well as younger individuals as well. So you'll help so many individuals with more optimal strategies so that they can successfully do the things they need to, want to, and love to do. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that gives you some support for those colleagues that like to call you out about posture and movement strategies and why you're trying to optimize movement and just don't get people moving. It's important to get people moving. It's important to get people moving more, and it's important to teach them how to do it in an effective manner so that way they have a sustainable strategy for life. Because ultimately what we're trying to do, I think all our ultimate goal is, with all of us and our clients, unless you're working with professional athletes, is to help clients live their best and longest life. And this information, I know, will help you help your clients. It works in our clinic, it works on us, and I know it will work for you. My buddy Steven Schmaltz is on here as well, another integrative movement specialist, Team 1, way back when we first started this program in 2010. He uses it with his clients as well. So if you're looking for more information, check out Two Anatomy Geeks, the last series we just did. It's a 3-part series. It's about it's 6 hours. It's actually more than 6 hours of information. It's about 6 hours of content over 3 modules, broken down the components, the anatomy of a posture, the anatomy of balance, the anatomy of walking. Each module covers a different topic: anatomy, balance, and or walking. We cover the anatomy associated with the eyes, the vestibular system, as well as the somatosensory system, the system that most of us train during our training programs. We teach you how to assess, how to use the best corrective exercises to improve posture, balance, and walking, and most importantly, how to incorporate this information right away. So it's not like, hey, learn this and go figure it out. No, we show you how to incorporate it into your current programs that you're already using with success. It's only $69, 3 modules, 6 hours. Next year, we will apply for CCs. We had to finish the season, I should say the series, and then we'll apply for CCs for 2022, which is coming up here. $69 for 6 hours of content that you can use right away that will improve your education, so that way you can educate your clients and enroll more clients in your expertise. So the link is below this video or next to this video, wherever you're watching it. We look forward to seeing you in Two Anatomy Geeks. Hope you enjoyed this session. Get out there and empower your clients. Be that role model, be the positive role model for your clients. There's a lot of negativity in this world. There's a lot of things going on. Sometimes there's not great things going on. So be that light, be that leader that your community needs, and allow your clients to have that moment of their day separate from all that noise, so that way they can be the leaders for their communities as well. This is Dr. Evan Osar. If you have any questions and or comments, put them below this video and I'll answer them later today. Make it a great day, and we'll see you soon at Integrative Movement Insider.